Hi, Evan Pantazi. I'm bringing back an old video that was demonetized by YouTube a long time ago, and I shut down because of that. The information is, of course, still pertinent. We only have one type of body, and the nerves and the vascular tissue all run the same way. So this was many years ago, maybe 2014, 2016. I forget when it was exactly, but it was about stunning. It was called a stunner, okay, and it is about striking the side of the neck and what was the best way to do it. And the video goes into how a lot of karate styles teach to strike it, which would cause a lot of destructive possibilities, and even up to paralysis and many other serious things that in today's litigious society you don't really want to do. Especially for law enforcement, they teach it the same way, and yes, you can get a stun on the person, but we rather do it safely so we don't damage the vertebrae. And just watch the upcoming film. I'll be bringing back a couple of these demonetized films from days past and bringing back, if they're still pertinent. If they're not, I'll just leave them deleted on YouTube. So thanks for watching. Here comes the film.
Hi, this is Evan Pantazi. Welcome back to our Kyusho International podcast. We're going to be taking a look at this area of the neck, the brachial plexus. I had a student, he just wrote in and he said, "Hey Evan, just doing some reading and had a question about the brachial plexus we worked on Saturday. In the anatomy books it looks like the cervical plexus. No? Either way, there was an exact nerve that we were targeting, supraclavicular, phrenic, or anywhere on the posterior triangle. I know the band goes around the neck, and pretty much striking the side of the neck, you'll most likely hit a nerve and have an effect. Just wanted the specifics if it applies. Thanks." Now that's from Craig. Thanks, Craig, for the question. So let's get into it just a little bit. First of all, let's go into what's called the brachial plexus. Now the brachial plexus comes down underneath the neck muscles very deep, and you can get into it past in back of the collarbone in that little hollow right between the trapezius muscle here and the collarbone itself. You see that nerve structure. Let's bring up the nerves alone without the vascular tissue, and you're going to see that. And let's bring up the muscle just a little bit as well. So you can see it's going to be right in through here. This whole band right here is the brachial plexus, and it's right in back of the collarbone. Okay, once we peel back the muscle, you're going to see how deep that goes. Now at this juncture, to get in past that muscle, it's going to be a long reach. You're not going to be able to do it unless you use severe force, and if you hit it at this angle that's prescribed by the law enforcement, you're going to cause damage on the neck. Let's go back out just a little bit here on the muscle. We'll get back up into the vascular as well. Now if you're striking straight in, as prescribed by a lot of agencies, you're going to start to see, let's get this muscle out of here just a little bit more. You're going to start to see this vascular tissue, okay, very important vascular tissue is the carotid sinus, and the vein in back of it takes the blood up into the brain. Now if we strike that and compress that, you can cause all sorts of damages that I went through a list below. I'm not going to list them all right now. So we don't want to try to hit this area right in through here. This is a more superficial nerve. That's the one we want to hit. That's called the great auricular nerve. Now it ascends off those spinal nerves and right up the side of the neck, and we can access it right in the side. Now you have this whole area that you can strike. Okay, but again, striking straight in, first of all, doesn't affect this nerve or send the nerve message as clearly as the way I'm going to prescribe for you to do in a second or two, but it also causes that damage to the neck. Let's go out and take a look at if you strike sideways, you're going to adjust the cervical vertebrae, and you're going to start pinching nerves, causing a lot more problems that again are listed below. I don't want to go through the whole list. All right, but these little patches in through here, or these patches of nerves in through here, you're not targeting. You want to strike this. Now the best angle and direction to hit this is downward at an angle. You want to get the trajectory. Now a lot of people say angle and direction. Now if you hit it this way at a 45-degree angle down into the neck, that's fine, but that does not cause the most effect. You want to get the trajectory, and this goes into what some people call intent, but what it is it's sinking the message in. The trajectory cannot be into the neck. If you're hitting into the neck, you're just hitting the superficial nerves, and you're not really sending a message all the way. It's like that game in the carnival where you hit the platform with the hammer, and this little thing goes up to ring the bell. Well, if you hit it, it's going to stop somewhere around here. Yeah, you get a great pain in the neck, but you don't get the body dysfunction and or the unconsciousness that you're seeking. So what we need is trajectories. While we're going to do that is we're going to put the trajectory right down to the opposite foot. Once you strike with that trajectory, knowing the exit point of where you want your strike motive to go, then you're going to send the message all the way up into the spine and into the brain. So you need to know trajectory, not angle and direction. Angle and direction will throw you off. It's just like hitting a pressure point. You see a little pressure point out here, and you're going to try and strike it, or strike it at this angle, and you're only striking superficially. You're not understanding the nerve structure, and that the point is actually this big. It's not this big. That's why we don't call them pressure points anymore. Okay, it's the nerve, it's the greater auricular nerve. If you've got that down and you understand the way that it hooks into the spine up to the brain, then you're going to have a much better command of your Kyusho. All right, let's go take a look. Now, you asked about also the phrenic nerve as well. Now, here's the vagus nerve back down and through here. Let's take a look on this side. Here's the brachial plexus that I was talking about, very deep into the neck, because the neck comes out to about this level here. They just peeled it away for this illustration. Now in here you're going to see the phrenic nerve, so it's deep, okay, and you're not going to be able to reach it so easily. All right, and then also the vagus nerve, which is in back of that. You can't see it here, but here it is, right in through here, going up in through. You're not going to get to that one either unless you hit with massive force, which is going to damage the individual. We don't want to damage the individual, especially law enforcement. Again, in modern legal times, you want to stun the person, incapacitate the person, but you don't want to cause damage. You don't even want to cause a full knockout. Because if they fall incorrectly and hurt themselves, then you could be liable for that as well. So you want to make this more of a stun art, and that's why we call this post the stunner. Okay, because we're trying to get that legal stun that the law enforcement agents also use. So that's it for the podcast today. Thank you, Craig, for the question. I hope that clarifies a lot of things for people. And again, come on over to Kyusho.com and look at these charts, use the charts, watch the podcasts, get onto the video subscription, because this is the kind of depth of information you want. You don't want to just say, hit here, this is a pressure point called large intestine 18, it's metal point, blah, blah, blah. That's all superfluous talk. What you need to know is you need to know what's underneath these targets, okay, and the real anatomy, so you can make your Kyusho that much better. Thanks for tuning in. This is a podcast, and we'll be back next month.